What's good, y'all? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Poneglyph Podcast. I'm your host, Jay, aka Milky Way Jay, along with my brother, my co-host, Ja. Say what's up to him, Ja.
What's up? What's up?
And
Glad to be
today,
here.
yes. Hey, today, so we got, let me see, we're in episode, what episode is this? 1139, right? Yep, 1139. And the title of this episode is Destroy Egghead. The Buster Call is invoked. So we're going to go over this episode today. We're going to just review it, talk about what we liked, didn't like about the animation side of things, how it compared to the manga and whatnot. And we're gonna just get into some other One Piece topics that we may talk about in the One Piece world. I got some stuff that I want to react to in terms of One Piece news that we're gonna get into later in the episode as well, and then we'll eventually wrap up the podcast with some manga talk and talk about the current manga. We on a break week, but there's still a lot to be talked about, a lot that we missed from last week as well. So make sure you all stay tuned for all of that. Yeah, let's get into it though. Let's start out with this episode review. We got episode 1139. I already read the title, and this episode says, as an order comes down to evacuate the island in preparation for bombardment, Navy soldiers rush to their ships. Meanwhile, Vegapunk pleads with Saturn to halt the attack, arguing how vital the island is for the future of humanity. But Saturn refused to listen. We've seen that Saturn really don't care about the loss of anything at this point. He's just like, by all means, like, sink it all to the ground.
Yeah.
I can't leave no trace of this.
No trace.
I think
No knowledge, no trace.
I think it's uh testament to show that he ultimately has failed up, thus far. I mean, the fact that he even had to leave the ship to get onto the island, I mean, shows that they was not expecting. They thought it was gonna be all right. We knock off Vegapunk and we get on with it. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Got any thoughts before we get started?
No, I'm ready to see there's a couple clips in here. It's cool to see the Straw Hats get busy.
Oh,
Haven't
and
seen them in a minute, so just
yeah,
to see them running around doing what they do this episode, I'm excited, especially from what we've seen in the manga.
yep. Yeah, hopefully we do get a good dose of the Straw Hats. I really don't know how they're gonna move compared to the chapter, but we'll see. They did Toei Animation. They did say in this intro there is some spoilers for anime watchers. So if y'all want to skip it, skip it. If y'all here to watch the intro with us, but we definitely gonna talk about it because I'm excited to see what we gonna see. I really don't 100% know. I think I have some ideas though, but let's get into it. Let's see.
How many times have we seen that fucking
Wow. This
Throwing it out there.
I want to say, put spoilers to the side, regardless, whatever. This is a fire intro. The song is hitting, and the animation and just the way they put this all together is really good, in my opinion. I think this is one of the better ones. I think this is they said the same people who, I don't know if they made the song or if the same people who made the intro as a whole made the same intro, or they were the creators of the intro for JJK season 2.5. They had that, and they were man, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And I'm going to just say this. The spoilers, at first, halfway through it, I was like, oh, that's not bad. And then they started showing some stuff, but it's not as far spoilers as I thought. Yeah. Most of the spoilers is pretty recent. So it fits this intro. Like, all of this stuff is going to make sense.
I didn't even get to see what Toei had highlighted in their post. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, me either. But it's okay. We
got
time.
Yeah,
we got time.
It's cool.
We got time. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I really liked it. I really liked the intro. Manga readers, if this don't get you excited, I don't know what to tell you. Because we've been waiting for some of this stuff to get animated. And just even that little sneak peek.
Just the intro.
The sneak peek in the intro. Just showing a few glimpses of what we may see, man, is exciting. It's exciting. Let's get into the episode, though. And like how bad was your life for you to just be a regular dude and still feel like the want to go join the Marines? You must have had a bad experience or family experience with some pirates, because you're just a lackey. There's nothing, I don't see no benefits in being a Marine that's a regular soldier. You're getting knocked out by your own top fighters because their hockey is too strong.
Yeah, I feel like all the Marines in the world have probably been through something to even enlist.
They had to have some run-in with pirates or some evil to where they, I mean, because we know with all these notoriously evil pirates and how big their crews are and how they take over islands and stuff, it makes sense on how, you know, there are a good amount of people who want to stand against that and whatnot. But still, I feel like these low-level Marines, it's like, I mean, hey, I guess to each his own. Each side gotta have they. I want to say this. It's pretty spot on to the manga so far. Up to now. One thing I liked about this scene that we just seen is we didn't get a good pan of Kizaru's face. Like we just seen his expression right there, and he kind of has like a blank expression. Like you can kind of tell he don't know how to feel. He's I mean, you know, he's on his he picked his side. He chose his side. Oh, what you showing? Go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna show up good though. Yeah.
Yeah. So they
We'll
they
pull it
just
up later.
I was able to see it. We were able to see it a little bit.
Okay, but okay.
Where he's just they just show the side of his face. He's just saying go.
Yeah.
So that kind of like it showed us his eyes. It kind of shows us that he's having this emotionalist, like he's just kind of stuck. Like, you know, he has no choice but to follow orders. But you can tell he has some withdrawals about it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is just random? Well, not random, but it just made me think of it saying Bonnie there. Do you think she stays in that form because that's like more comfortable to her, or do you think it's like that's just like peak physical? You know, it's more it's fits better for this environment being older instead of a 12-year-old.
Probably along the lines of like that's her peak form, like
Right.
physical. I feel like, yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking ever since they revealed that she was still a little kid, it made me think like she always is in the form where she's older, like around Luffy's age, with like
yeah,
19, 20, where she looks, and she's really 12. So I mean, it just makes you think, but it does make sense. You're a pirate. It's better to stay in like adult form, not a 12-year-old. Like, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that definitely makes sense. I just to do this, and I'm not happy that they do, but they have to refresh us on everything that's been going on because it's been a minute, like since we
Yeah,
really we've been in the backstory probably for like two
6 7
months.
weeks. Yeah,
Yeah, so um they it's like this just happened and it's still fresh in our heads, but they have to remind us it's still been a good amount of time since we actually Think about that, y'all. Think about that. The main lab has a barrier. The main thing that you would want to destroy in a Buster call on Egghead Island. If you're trying to destroy any evidence of stuff y'all trying to cover up, it's in that lab. They said shoot the urban area. They said the barrier's up. So let's just shoot the urban area. That's, come on now. Halfway through, how you feeling?
That's a good episode.
Yeah,
Being very high rated, I can tell.
Yeah, it's good. Getting back to the nitty gritty, as I like to say. Hey, if you made it so far in the video, in the podcast, make sure you like the video. Comment how y'all feeling so far. If y'all on YouTube, if y'all on Apple Music, Spotify, y'all can't like
Shout out to
nothing.
y'all.
But yeah, shout out to y'all for listening. Make sure y'all give us a 5-star rating. Give us a good review. Let us know how y'all feel. Even if give us an honest review. If there's stuff you want to hear from us that we could do better for y'all audio only listens, let us know in the reviews over there on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But shout out to everyone tapping in. PNG Podcast, Poneglyph Podcast. Let's get back into the rest of the episode. Come on, man. You not finna disrespect my dog like this. Talking about some getting killed by his choice. Man, what? You didn't leave him a choice.
Armed him.
You hold him. You took advantage of him. He came with his issue, seeking help, and you took advantage of the situation and made it to where he had no choice. You seen he cared only about saving his daughter. So you use that to your advantage. And you hold him. And now he's being slain by his own choice. You're still hungry? We're going to get some food later. You might as well say what's up. Come here. Say what's up to the pod since you want to interrupt. Say what's up, pod.
What's up, pod?
No, you got to say it loud. You got to say it with your chest. What's up, pod?
What's up, pod?
Yeah. All right, go back. I'll get you some food. You want to eat the rest of this rice? You want to eat the rest of this rice? Yes? Okay, I got you in a second. I'll bring it to you in a second. My bad, y'all. Little distraction. Little distraction. Won't happen too often though.
Hey. No way. No way.
That's what we doing?
No way.
That's what we doing?
Not like that.
Hey, this is heat though.
No way they hit us with it.
Hey, anime watchers, if y'all are watching on YouTube right now in the video timestamp, we just finished. Who is they? Who do you think it is? This is crazy. Hey, how you feeling about that episode? Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
As a whole, I'll rate it as a 9.6.
Okay.
It was
just so y'all know, out there from after this episode, we're gonna have our own ranking system. So how we're gonna rank the episodes. We haven't talked about it, but right now we just doing from 10. But from here on out, we're gonna have our own ranking system. That's One Piece related. But my bad for interrupting. So you said a 9.5?
9.6. I give it 9.6.
Okay. Hey, that's really good though.
No, yeah, I bet it would do good in the ratings on Crunchyroll too, as well. I hope y'all all agree with me. I know. I hope y'all upvote it. But for the most part, the episode was pretty 1-to-1 with the manga, and
473 dislikes already. Come on, y'all hoeing, but yeah, it did go pretty hand in hand with the manga. Go on though.
Minus like the flashback, little flashbacks they threw in there. We didn't get that in the manga, but that's all cool. Yeah, who is pulling up to Egghead? The big question.
That's exciting. That's exciting because clearly they're a foe of the Marines.
Yeah,
and clearly, you know, all of the main characters, all of our crew is in some sort of trouble right now in some way, shape, or form. You know, Luffy's good. He's about to be recharged and everything. We've seen him full stomach, so you know that's all he take to get back good to go. Zoro's still fighting Lucci. They going at it. They grit. Everything else that's going on Egghead, it don't matter to them. It's who's gonna win this fade. And I love that about both characters. It's like, hey, I know they sense the hockey that's been going on this little bit, and it don't matter. It don't matter not one bit. Zoro's not like, oh shit, what's this hockey? I wonder if my crew's. He don't care. He's running the fade. I will beat you, and then I'll go do what I gotta do.
He's in the flow state.
Yeah, he's definitely in the flow state. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna just give this I'm gonna give it a 9.2. And I'm really not even that 0.2 isn't taken away from anything. It went pretty hand in hand with the manga. I do like we got a few more facial expressions from Kizaru that we didn't get to see when they were going through the lab tube. That was pretty cool. Just seeing that animation, seeing Kizaru, you know, go and stop that. That was a good animated scene and everything. Even when Bonnie and Kumo and everyone's falling from the sky, and you see all like the pacifistas light up around. I just think animation, it was beautiful. I think that was a really cool. Really cool to see that adapted into the anime, because in the manga we don't really get some of that emotion and some of just like the anime with the scenes and the colors. It just is very appealing. But I'm not mad at the pacing of this episode. We did get the flashbacks. Like I said earlier, I do feel like they had to be there. They had to put them there. We know One Piece is always going to throw in the flashback. They're going to cut to, even if it's just a quick little frame that they'll cut to for a flashback. You know they're going to do it. And I'm not mad at the ones we've seen today. I feel like they were pretty, especially after the backstory, they're pretty necessary to refresh us on everything that's been going on prior to the backstory starting. But overall, I think it was a real good episode. I enjoyed it. I'm excited for them to get into. I'm really excited for next week. I mean, honestly, the way they ended this, I think was perfect. I kind of expected it. I'm gonna be honest. I thought we had one more episode like in between, but so I'm glad that we're at this point. Like we were able to get through. I was just questioning how they were gonna go through with Vegapunk standing in front of Kizaru and Saturn. I felt like that was gonna be a little bit longer in the anime, like a little bit more drawn out, and I'm glad that it wasn't. I feel like it was paced pretty good. I think I like the episode. I give it a 9.2. Definitely a thumbs up. Refresh from last week, most definitely.
Throw in there some, like, piggybacking off of last week, we talked about some of Kuma's actions and him defying the scientists,
right?
The science of the best scientists in the world and everything.
Yep.
While he's falling in the sky, he reached out for Bonnie, like, you know, still, like he's still there.
Yep.
Without, you know.
Yeah, he's still showing us that. I mean, and not only, you know, we seen him with the punch and everything, and defy his willpower, defy all the laws of science last episode, and everything he did with the last two episodes. This, mind you, last episode he got stabbed in the back by Saturn and stuff. Was stepped on. You know, he got beat up. He's like in a very destroyed state, and he's still, you know, his willpower, his love is still, we're falling, save my daughter, protect my daughter, catch Bonnie. You know, even if, you know, they stand no chance in this current situation, you know, do what I can to shield her, just hold her. And I just think that's a testament to Kuma and his character. Like I said last week, he's a good dude, and it just goes to show, you know, that's where his heart was. No matter what, you know, his heart was with his daughter, and that just shows how much he loved Jenny as well, because he promised her, you know, that he was going to take care of the baby. That would, you know, even post death, like he's supposed to be dead, and he's still fighting through it, protecting that girl. So that I just think that's a real cool aspect.
You know, I haven't even really thought back about that, like the Jenny aspect into all of that. That like really even ties it in even stronger.
Even think about how his dad was so sweet and caring to him. You know, it kind of reflects like good dad. You know, I'm gonna be that good dad. Even though, you know, even when similar to Bonnie, you know. His mom died when he was young. His dad had to be there and be the one. So the parallels on that is real cool. It's real like sentimental. It feels good. It's good to see. Any final thoughts on the episode?
I wanted to mention one more thing. When they're falling in the sky, we got a little bit more of like context in the chapter that we didn't, like Vegapunk's thoughts while he was watching everything go down. We didn't get that. We didn't get the details of, or the thoughts behind how he's like thinking right now.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I was reading earlier and I do remember I was expecting him to say something, and they skipped over the line. I don't even know if we should say it though, because I feel like it might come up next week.
Yeah, it'll probably be in next week, I feel like.
I don't want to. So I was thinking about that. That's why I said I expected that scene to be a little bit more drawn out, because he says some more things. But I definitely think they're going to incorporate it to the beginning of next week's episode. So I don't want to get into that too much. But I did notice that. I actually caught that while we were watching. I was just waiting for it, and he didn't say what I was expecting him to say. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out.
I want to mention one more thing.
Go ahead, man.
The communication between the Straw Hats, like catching us up. Like usually, you know, the narrator would hop on and like narrate what has been going on since then and there. They kind of using the Straw Hats communication to catch us up back to speed. I heavily messed with that. Yeah,
that was cool. Nami kind of giving the rundown on everybody's whereabouts. You know, Jinbei's over here doing this, Zoro's over here fighting this. Yeah, I like that. That was cool. A good switch up. I really like this episode. I'm gonna actually bump this episode up to, I'll give it a flat 9.5, only because I want to incorporate all aspects of the episode. The intro, fire, 10 out of 10 intro. Even the what do you call them? Like when they're changing scenes and they give us the dun, 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 and they like One Piece, you know, the
little the middle of the show.
Yeah. I don't know what you even call those. But even that, I really like those. I felt like they were pretty good. I really liked how they changed those as well. And yeah, with the intro and everything, and even with the way they ended this, they're setting up for some fire stuff. I'm very, very excited to see these next few weeks animated. I'm excited to see the community's reaction and everything. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. All right, so let's roll into our next segment. This segment's gonna be a little bit different because I know we were talking earlier, and you didn't have too much for this segment, but it's cool because I got some extra stuff we can talk about, and I wanted to touch in for the segment after. So we can talk, get into our next segment, Davy back drafts. Do you have anything you want to talk about this One Piece world that may not be related to this specific thing that you want to?
Well, relating to the episode, I did want to touch on like what Saturn and Vegapunk were discussing about in a way it's like Saturn taking up this like authoritarian role. Like the government is really just on it right now of what they want out there in the world, knowledge wise.
Mm-hmm.
And then contrasting to like Vegapunk, where he believes that the science he comes up can propel the world's status and just like the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Like how it influences the future type.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see when they started talking about, well, they briefly mentioned the Void Century. Obviously, as manga readers, we know, we really don't even know this. Truthfully, we don't know the secrets of the Void Century, but it's interesting to think about what there is to learn about it, because even where we are, we're so far ahead in a whole nother arc in the manga, and we still know very little about the Void Century. So it's actually interesting that they brought it up this episode, because we know how much of an important role that period in time plays into really the whole One Piece story and One Piece timeline.
Just the whole denial of like progress in their world is just being suppressed by the world government, and it's pretty crazy to the extent they'll go.
And 3 BUSTER calls, like you said last week, and it's crazy to think about, because like you said, the lengths they'll go, but they've done so well. They've done such a good job, because your everyday person doesn't know about, they don't even know really about the levels of the world government. They don't really know about Marijua. They don't know about the Holy Land, the Holy Knights. They don't know about, they just look at Marines and pirates, and they just the everyday person has no clue, the depths of where their world was at one point to how it's changed, and how the government's in so much of control that they they're living every day completely clueless to the bigger picture. That could be us right now in our lives. We could be, all I know is my everyday life from when I was born to now. I just been doing my thing. I could be completely in the blind, in the dark about the bigger picture, about the history. I could just be learning. We could all be learning, being fed history that's falsified. I'm not saying we are. It just makes you think, because that's how easily they have control, propaganda, whatever you want to call it. They've been portraying that a lot lately, and they've been doing that over the course of the show. Obviously, we've learned about O'Hara a long time ago, Enies Lobby a long time ago, but still, the vast majority, that's what I'm looking for. The vast majority of, the regular people, even the Marines, they just don't know. They're just clueless. They just, it's just crazy to think about, because they have a lot. I'm excited to just learn to learn about the Void Century, learn about some of these things that everybody's being kept a secret. What's so secretive? Why was it so important?
Yeah. I'm hoping to find out, like, when we get more details on that Void Century, if how like the Marines are gonna feel, and will they start maybe distancing themselves from doing, unhumane things that they're commanded and stuff.
Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't think about that, because they're like we said last week, there are Marines that, are solely there for justice. They're not evil people. How does that, if the secrets of how, corrupt and evil that this world government that we're starting to see is, how does that register in the minds of the good-hearted Marines who are there? But we've also seen that makes you wonder about Garp, for instance. Garp has shown that he's not with he doesn't really stand for the beliefs of the world government and stuff, but he's strong and he stands for justice.
Yeah.
How does him being such the position he's in and he's been in, it makes you think he has to know something. There has to be, at some point in the chain of command, people have to know something, right? You would think. At least I think so. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it's being kept from all the top people as well. But it just makes you wonder, do these people really know what they're fighting for? And if they did, would that change it, or would that not? Is it still, this is my side? Makes you wonder.
Yeah. We really saw a good amount of confliction on Kizaru's face this episode.
Almost the whole episode.
Like especially when Saturn told him to,
gave him the direct order.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That face switch was pretty intense.
I mean, his lip curled up like.
Yeah, I never seen. He was about to cry right there on the spot.
Yeah, and I don't even think in that scene, if I remember correctly, they didn't really show his eyes. I think his eyes were kind of like fogged out, or like reflected. You couldn't even see his eyes, which makes you think like, damn, he's hurting. Like, and we saw last episode, I mean, they had a good bond. They're drinking together, doing the Nika dance. They're friends, but at the same time, you sign up for what you sign up for. You pick your sides, you fight your battles, and can't switch sides. I mean, and we seen Kizaru, we talked about it last week. He helped Luffy. It's confirmed he helped Luffy, but clearly he's still going against, the Straw Hats. You could tell he's still doing his job as a Marine Admiral and still fighting them to the best of his ability, but he has some hesitation. He has some withdrawals about certain things. And you want to know what's funny? You notice how quick Kizaru was to go jump up to stop that.
Mention that next.
Yeah, he did. He walked up to Vegapunk. The order was, strike him down right now. All right, walk up. Oh, what's that?
What's that? Yeah. Change the subject so quick.
Yeah, he's out of there. That's something to think about. But I mean, I think it's safe to say, if everybody is able to get out of here, without much issue, Kizaru played a big role. I mean, even up until this point, Kizaru played a big role both ways. He's prevented a lot, but he's also, I think he's doing just enough to like make it seem like he's trying. Like, I'm stopping him. I'm trying to stop him.
Yeah.
Hey, get the fuck before I gotta do something. You feel me? That's the vibes I'm getting from. He had it
He has
over
speed on
here.
his.
Go before they get here.
He has speed on his side, so
Yeah, he could play that to his advantage.
yeah.
Most definitely.
I wonder how Akainu feels right now.
How much do you think he knows? I mean, he has to have gotten word that there's a Buster call, right?
I believe he knew when like they shipped out. He knew they were going to Egghead,
Mm-hmm.
but
And he knew the
he
mission
just
was
knew
to kill Vegapunk.
Yeah, and he knew that Saturn was
Going with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Saturn just went off of like a whim, right? He just was like, I'm gonna just tag along. Because he wasn't even planning on getting off the ship. He was just like, I'm gonna just, I guess, going to make sure everything goes as planned. And because also, I do want to speak about that actually. I feel like Saturn feels a sense of responsibility, especially that's his field. You know, he's the Gurusei of science and stuff. But I kind of feel like he feels a sense of responsibility, even to the point where he's making this Buster call just like almost a panic move to just burn it down, because I do feel like he, like I said, just has some sort of feel for responsibility and having a hand in the situation, especially shoot now that Kuma's back and all this. I think in his head he's like, I've made mistakes, you know, letting people slide, giving people grace. So he's just like, burn them all.
Yeah. I want to throw in there. You have. I think this is the most we've seen Brook use that ice ability.
To where he creates like a whole wave almost across the island.
A whole, like a runway.
Like, yeah, pathway, bridge.
Usually it's been, with a slice or stuff like that. That's new. I wonder what exact, like, where does that come from? Is it his, like, sword style, or where did he learn that? I don't know.
And I think that's another testament to, I think that's Oda kind of just slipping that in there, that these past few episodes, like the Straw Hats are improving as a whole. They are getting stronger. I mean, Frankie doing his thing last week, holding his own, not batting an eye, seeing a Gurusei and an Admiral. Sanji being able to kick Saturn's leg out the way, stop Saturn from stomping down. He's giving us small little feats that are showing us that everybody else is improving, even though we're seeing, all this crazy Gear 5 stuff, Zoro, make these leaps and bounds and his growth. We're still seeing like the little stuff that's showing us, okay, the rest of the crew are getting strong besides Usopp. The rest of the crew are getting stronger and are doing things that are, showing us growth and maturity. And shoot, that's the new world for you. Kuma told them before, they're not ready. And they're still seeing that there's still forces out there that are, we got to run, with this Gurusei here, they're like, we just got to get out of here. Buster call, of course, and all that. But, they're not looking like, oh, we can fight this. They still realize when they can pick and choose their battles.
Zoro would stay there all day if he could.
Man, Zoro would go out like getting stomped out by a Gurusei. Like he's not running.
Nah.
Unless Luffy say run, he ain't running.
Yeah.
He ain't running. Let Sanji say run, he's running towards the fight. He's like,
oh man. To wrap this up, I just want to throw some questions out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you like? Speculation, fan speculation, whatever. Give me who you think's pulling up the Egghead.
Yeah.
Who took out that marine ship?
Yeah. Y'all let us know. Let us know how y'all feel. Comments. We might make this a little clip. Just post this out here. See what people think. I'm interested to see some of these people's answers. Obviously, we know, and I'm excited. I'm excited to further reveal myself as if I don't know who it is. Yeah. Especially the way they ended that episode. It's like, oh shit. And like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Revolutionary Army. Blackbeard maybe pull up, you know. Grand Fleet, Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Hey, there's some Law.
Law? Long. Long spinning back. Nah, hell no.
Nah. Law need to
Shanks?
Law need to go take a time skip. You need to go power up, practice some hockey or some shit, fight some giant king beast, sea beast, whatever. You got a submarine, go fight some sea beasts. Sea kings. Go fight the sea kings. Revolutionary Army, yeah. Cause Kuma's there. Shanks, cause Luffy is there. You know Shanks ain't gonna let Luffy go out. Now it's definitely some options. It's some options for people to think about, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was reading it, I had some thoughts. I'm not gonna say what my thoughts are because they may give away who it's not, but I had some thoughts. I definitely did not expect who it was, so I don't think anybody's really gonna predict it. But let me know y'all thoughts for sure. What other questions you got, brother?
Nah, that's really it for me.
All right. Let's transition into our next segment. So this segment is going to be I want to start out with, let me go here. So I'm gonna do this so we can see all that, and here I'm gonna do that. Boom. Okay. So first things first, I want to get into. Oh shoot! They signed me out of the Gmail.
Crazy word.
My bad, y'all. Got to sign in.
Take your time, brother.
I ain't know it signed me out. I did change my password though recently.
Oh, gee, I love it.
All right, so.
Oof.
All right, so I think I want to start out with this. We can get into the One Piece live action season 2 announces its trailer. So I want to start out with this. I have a couple points here in my notes too that we can talk about. I'm trying to stay on track as well, time wise. But first, let's break down this. We're breaking down the season 2 live action One Piece trailer, first look, whatever you want to call it. Let's get into it.
Everything I've done.
I will say I'm not a fan of this. I don't think I will watch this.
Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to. For this, for the pod. Wow. Hey, yo. Who the fuck is this guy?
Bro.
Oh, wow. They did the first giant reveal.
That's Brogy, right?
Yeah, so we got
For the One Piece.
Logtown.
Yep. We in Logtown. We got Usopp, we got Nami.
Green Bit or Little Garden. I forget what.
Robin. Wow. Okay, Robin reveal. I'm not mad at it. It's
Katy
not
Perry.
It's not what I expected. She's a nice looking young lady, but Robin in the anime is a baddie. Come on now.
Hey, look, who is that guy?
Pre-time skip. Wow, Smoker.
Who is?
What? Was that Sanji?
Go back, bro.
Was that Sanji?
That's Sanji, bro. That is not Sanji.
They tried to get a little a little bang in front of the eye. I'm not mad at Nami. Usopp looked like Agent.
I never seen Nami do that in her life.
Never.
Oh man. Shout out LeBron.
Line.
2026.
Did you watch season 1?
I have not watched season 1.
Oh, you haven't watched it.
It's a bit cringe, I can't lie.
Kai, leave the dog alone. Nagi, leave him alone. Kai, leave him alone when he's chilling. He growls at you because he likes to chill. I'm sorry, y'all. Audio listeners, I'm sorry. You didn't watch season 1. You gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. It's live action. It's not going to hit the same. It's not going to be the same. I think it's still worth a watch, especially for this podcast. I think it's going to be good talks. I don't expect you to love it. I didn't love it. I didn't dislike it though. I've seen a lot worse live actions. So for the One Piece version, it was cool. It was watchable. You know, One Piece is definitely an odd anime to me to be live action because it's so all over the place. Character designs are, you know, never similar outside of the basic human race, and we even got oversized humans and whatnot. Different monsters, even different creatures in terms of, you know, the Zoan fruits and all that. I think they picked an interesting anime to choose to make a live action for it. They did it because obviously the One Piece hype. I mean, shoot, we started this podcast. You know, the One Piece hype is real. So I'm not mad at why they did it, and I don't think it's that bad. You know, the casting, I don't think it's terrible. It's just, as anime watchers and as like true lovers of One Piece, I feel like it's easy for us to be picky about stuff that we are gonna like and aren't gonna like. To me, I just think I gotta take it with a grain of salt and enjoy it for what it is, and know that they're doing the best they can for what One Piece is. I think I didn't even think they would be able to get this far with like the quality of, you know, matching stuff. I feel like they did a decent job.
I think my own, like, from outside in, I haven't watched it yet. I hope the story, you know, goes over One Piece really good for live action. And I honestly haven't really watched any live action anime. But my big thing on it is just casting. From just seeing what I've seen, I'm just not a fan of the cast.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Zoro when I seen Zoro season 1. Sanji, I don't really feel like that's Sanji. I'm interested to see how he acts, like how his character is. Robin's not bad. I don't know. Robin's bad in the show, so I feel like They could have got a little. I don't know. But Luffy, I'm not mad at Luffy. Nami's a pretty good cast.
I want to. I hope they will probably post time skip of this live action. I hope they switch up the actors and everything, and everybody has a more fitting look.
That's what I'm thinking as well. One thing we do have to take into consideration, we also don't know when they're going to have the time skip in terms of story. So there's a good chance they might not need to switch actors because the actors might just be old enough to like in the future just continue their role.
Sounds good.
But
just more fitting cast.
Y'all let us know how y'all feel about the One Piece live action. I just wanted to talk about the trailer a little bit. Shoot, they showed us Broggy. That caught me off guard. I didn't think to see him in the trailer, so that was cool. I don't think that the Broggy I didn't think looked that bad.
No, it's just a giant human.
A live action.
That was more fitting.
Yeah,
that was more fitting.
Yeah, but we'll see how they actually do it on the show. I do think you should watch it. Like I said, don't go in there expecting the same feeling that you got when you first watched One Piece, or even rewatching One Piece. Just take it for what it is. And I think it's a good conversation piece to see how they compare. So I think it's worth a watch. It's not terrible. It's not like you're sitting there dreading it. So I will say that. But let's get into some points that I got down.
While you're pulling up that, I just want to talk about. I heard Demon Slayer. I'm not really a big fan of Demon Slayer, but there's a new Demon Slayer movie coming out, I believe.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it. How caught up are you?
First season. Yeah. I dropped it. I can't lie. But the movie came out in Japan like last month.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like, I guess it's not really out there yet, but it drops. What's today? It dropped the other day.
The 10th.
Not bad.
It dropped out here already?
Yeah, it dropped on Friday.
Oh wow!
So
gotta go check that out.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this about Demon Slayer real quick. I like where they're at. The last season I wasn't a great fan of just because it was a training arc, and I feel like they were really getting into some good stuff prior to, and then they kind of break off for the training arc, which the training arc's important because what's set up for the movie and will really, I don't know if they're doing another movie off of this, but I think this is just the first part of like the final, I think, a little bit of Demon Slayer, and it's highly anticipated. I do know, I want to say for the first few weeks, bless you, for the first few weeks of it being released in Japan, it was like sold out. Like I've seen videos of people, they had the movie, some of the theaters open 24/7, middle of the night, people jam packed, like Rolling Loud crowd. I swear to you guys, I was like, but also they go a little bit harder for they community and stuff over there. But it was a bit of a shock to me because it's like it's sold out at all times of the day, like nonstop.
Yeah.
Ass cracking on to late at night, sold out, packed out movie theaters.
I have here as well that it broke the record viewership for them, so
yeah,
it was that good, I guess.
Yeah, I heard it was a good movie. All of the Demon Slayer movies have all been good. I'm not the biggest Demon Slayer fan, but I do enjoy it as an anime. And I'm sorry. I told this kid to stop messing with the dog. I hear the dog bark, see the kid in his face. What are you doing? No, do not pet him. Leave him alone, please. He's going to keep barking. He don't want to be messed with right now. Okay? Go in the room. Alright. This is the life of a dad. This is the life of a dad. But nah. Hey, and for all y'all listeners and viewers out there, this is a one-off thing. My Sunday podcasts are usually free,
Uninterrupted.
So I don't want y'all thinking this a weekly occurrence, distractions or and whatnot.
We support Milky Way, little Milky Way.
Appreciate that. But damn, I was lost in a train of thought. I was talking about Demon Slayer, but the yeah, I got my points up. But the Demon Slayer last movie, was real good. Did really well, and last movie they really just took the movie from the season. So this movie being a completely standalone movie, but still being important in like canon and being a part of the plot, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what they do. But yeah, I got a couple points that I wanted to bring up. What do you feel like? I guess I could have brought this up in the other segment too. 'Cause this is all One Piece stuff, but what so over the course of Kuma's backstory, we kind of get a little bit of insight in Dragon showed that he had Luffy on his mind a lot. Even, he's out doing his own thing. He's still like always looking towards the east. Even when he would go visit, he would go watch Luffy from a distance and whatnot. So obviously all the news is coming out, all over the course of the time. How do you think Dragon feels about Luffy's growth? Like, what do you think goes on in his head every time he sees his son in the papers? Like, now he's a Yonko, he beats, because Luffy, he beats some significant people over the course of the story, and progressively stronger opponents, and this is all coming out. What do you think Dragon's like thinking about?
So we don't really get much from him in the show. Mm-hmm. How he really feels, but every time does a recap of like after like an arc, where it shows like what the world's been going through, and world updates, and every time he's with Ivankov and Sabo
and them, yep, the revolutionaries,
the bounty, and bounties and newspapers. He seems to be in good spirits. I believe he likes where his son is taking this. I believe he knows some stuff about the real history of the world as well. Like, since he was cool with he had some heart to O'Hara, and he was cool with Clover. Professor Clover.
Yep. Yeah, I to piggyback off of that, it does make you think, because he has to have some sort of knowledge. He was a Marine, he's Garp's son. He was fighting with Garp. He was following in his footsteps, and something, had him separate from that. And he didn't go to the completely left end. He didn't go to be a pirate. He went to be a revolutionary, to fight against the world government,
directly.
So it kind of makes you think, like, what he learned and what caused him to do that. And then now he's seeing Luffy, and I think he has a sense of pride when he sees Luffy like continue to grow, continue to get stronger, because also I think he's saying that Luffy's not, and I'm sure he's known that, following Luffy, and keeping tabs on him, and I'm sure everybody's, who has came across, like Ivankov met Luffy and got to really see him and who he was and stuff. And I think all this stuff, it makes him, I can't imagine nothing but pride, like a good feeling from him, because even though he is a pirate, he's still not even like, he's not what a pirate is portrayed to be. He's almost like on that revolutionary side of it. He's more so of, he's looking for his One Piece. That's his goal. But also, he's liberating people. He's freeing people from the grasp of the world government. They went and they stood and burned down the world government flag. Declared war on the world government. So I think little signs like that are showing Dragon that, his son's a pirate, but he's like almost in a way, a revolutionary as well, in terms of how he moves as a pirate. And now that he's gaining more power, he's a Yonko, he's fighting these stronger people. Like I said, I can only imagine that Dragon has some sort of pride, because I can tell he cares about Luffy. I truly think he wishes, I'm sure he wishes he could probably be in Luffy's life. I think he stays away from Luffy as a kid out of protection. I think, him being the most wanted man, you can't be rolling around with your son like that and stuff. So I think but I don't think he's like a bad dad. I don't think he's neglecting his son because he just don't care about his son.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy to think that he has no like direct influence to his son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And no real like direct parallel like we've seen other people with their dads. Even if it's like a big reveal, like, oh, this is this person's father, we can kind of make connections like they just got the same name. But we haven't seen much of Dragon, so it's hard for us to say. But every time we see him, he's like the stone cold, like straight face dude, and Luffy's just goofy, like, oh my god, look at that giant robot, like stuff like that. So it's funny, but I do feel like when Luffy gets serious, they kind of have that same cold face, like serious. So I just wanted to bring that up because, hey, every time that we've seen Dragon, especially seeing him in Kuma's backstory, they kind of showed us that Dragon had care for Luffy. He always had him on his mind, even when they're just sailing. He always subconsciously is looking towards the east because that's where his son is. That's where Luffy's at. I wish before I got this note down, I wish I did a little bit more research to pinpoint the chapter or the arc, because off the top of my head I really can't remember. But you remember when they ended the episode, one episode, it was a minute ago, and Luffy's talking about his dream, and he's like, he says it, but they just show everybody listening, like they mute it out, and everyone's smiling, and then after they just kind of say like, oh, well, that's interesting and stuff like that. Do you have any thoughts to that on, like, because it was a while ago now, and I've kind of like randomly, as we were progressing in the story, that would pop up in my head, like I really want to know what was said, like what is, because we know he wants to be the pirate king. But this has to be something different, because we know that, and this is something that was specifically kind of kept from us as the viewer to think about and almost forget. I almost forgot.
Yeah, I feel like it's along the lines of liberation.
Mm-hmm.
No slaves. Just, people to be completely free.
Mm-hmm. I think so
and be
too.
able to do whatever they want, and
mm-hmm.
just along those lines.
especially because of now down the line after seeing Gear 5, hearing about Nika more, it makes me think, especially with the idea of you inherit some sort of willpower from your devil fruit. That could be like a goal of his that he formed over time, going all to these terrible islands where people are being held by their against their will, being separated from families against their will, turned into slaves against their will. Almost every arc, every island has had some sort of, they've done some sort of freeing, liberation, saving of a group of people or specific people. And yeah, it's funny that you said that, because that was my idea too. Like, I think at this point, it makes sense that it would be some sort of like, when I become the king of the pirates, I'm gonna make every island, a free island. Everybody is gonna be free and happy and able to do whatever they want. I think that, especially the reactions we got from the crew after, it fits. It fits and makes sense. It goes well with the Gear 5 and who Luffy inherited and who he could potentially be or become, surpass, whatever you want to call it, in the Sun God and whatnot. I think it goes hand in hand, and I think it has something to do with like that inheriting the will of the devil of the devil fruit. I think that's something that he came to want to do, and came to be a dream and a goal of his. That's interesting. We had the same idea on that. One thing I want to point out. How we looking on time? Okay, we're good. One thing I want to point out. So Oda said that One Piece takes place in an apocalyptic era. So post-apocalypse, I guess. And it's interesting the different levels of the post-apocalypse, because they use ships, they use swords, they use cannons, they use musket type rifles. They have lasers, they have robots, they have like all these mechanics. Then their communication is through snails. They got video transponder snails that projector through the eyes of the snails.
I love that about the show.
I love it too. It's just it's funny to think of, like they're regular transponder snails. I love the transponder snails, especially because they look like whoever's talking on the other line.
Yeah.
That's always fun. They're always dressed
like having a foam case on it.
Yeah, that's always funny. But I did a quick little fun fact point. Like, I just think it's funny how it's just so different. Like, in our society, in our world, technology as a whole is just moving in one direction. One Piece, I feel like some stuff is moving in one direction, some stuff is like still old fashioned and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. It's like they got all these robots. Frankie's a cyborg who can create any giant robot, all this stuff, and then they're using swords to fight and cannonballs and stuff. And then you got pacifistas shooting lasers out of their hands and mouth. And it's just funny to think of, because I feel like a lot of shows, once you enter post-apocalyptic, you could do whatever you want. At post-apocalypse, you can make anything, like, start with whatever rules you want, however you wanna
like an anarchy type of.
Yeah. But I just think that was interesting. An interesting point. Okay. Okay, so that I didn't want to talk about because we didn't see. I thought we were gonna see a little bit more on that. I got this post, and just your thoughts on if you want to change out any of these. It says fights we're still waiting to see. It's 3 different fights. Do you feel like all of these fights are justified, or would you rather see someone else in either of these positions?
Okay.
Akainu versus Luffy, Fujitora versus Zoro, and Kizaru versus Sanji. That's pretty much the 3 admirals, the 3 big admirals versus the big 3 of the Straw Hats.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see all of those. Especially like the Zoro, Fujitora.
Yes.
Just
Get
like
back. He needs to get back.
Yeah. I just think Fujitora is so cracked, and
He's cold.
we haven't touched we've just seen the bare minimum. We've seen him grid, but not go too crazy or have to hold back in the sense of his environment and everything. To see Fujitora go all out, that will, I don't know. That's got to be animated. I got to see that.
And to see potentially Zoro surpass that, in a fight, that would be fire. I think that would be my most exciting fight out of that. Sanji, I can definitely see fighting Kizaru. I've always felt like that was some sort of matchup that we would probably get down the line. I just feel like it's a fitting fight.
Yeah,
Akainu versus Luffy, I'm always on the fence about.
Yeah,
I definitely, Luffy deserves, out of everybody, Luffy deserves to get that fight, to get that fade, to be the person to bring Akainu down. I'm just on the fence about it because I feel like there's a handful of at least that tier level fighter that I feel like I need to see Luffy fight, to where I would rather see some of these other fights versus or compared to Akainu at this point. I would not be mad if Sabo was the one to fight Akainu and kind of be like a get back for Ace, like a true get back for Ace, because like he's the Flame Emperor. He's the almost reincarnated of his brother of his brother Ace, Fire Fist Ace, and like we said earlier, the idea is that Devil Fruit users, in a way, some way, shape, or form, inherit some sort of will or something from the past user. I just think it would be cool to see Sabo, especially I don't think we've seen Sabo go all out to that extent. So it would definitely be cool to me to I want to see Luffy get his grid, but I wouldn't be mad if it's just a grid and then they go separate ways and then Sabo ends up being the person to defeat Akainu. I think that would be a good fit as well.
It'd be more fitting for that Akainu Luffy fight to happen. I don't see Luffy engaging in that. Well, not engaging in it, but starting that fight, because it would be in a sort of revenge, and I don't really see much of a revenge aspect feat in Luffy.
Damn, bro. Akainu just
yeah. He's got to get taken down by somebody.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Because Luffy, he don't play about his people. That's the one thing he does not play about. So I don't know, it could be, I definitely don't see it. Luffy's not the revenge type, but Luffy could see Akainu and that's the first thing he thinks of,
Put some like he did Kizaru. That would be fire.
So, hey Kizaru, we got unfinished business or something Akainu. Yeah, that would be I wouldn't be mad at seeing them grid. Just I want Akainu to realize that Luffy surpassed him, but I wouldn't be mad if he's not the one to be taken down by or to lose to Luffy. Honestly, hey, Aokiji, come get your get back. That's cool with me too.
Honestly,
Aokiji, come get your get back. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. They just had the 3 top admirals versus the 3 head of the Straw Hats. And last point on this segment, just a fun fact. I
got one too.
Okay. Just a fun fact. I've recently seen that Pikachu, Konohamaru, and Chopper are all the same voice actor. I just think that's interesting. I could see it. I could actually see it now, but I never.
Wow.
Kid Konohamaru. Let me specify that. But yeah, I just seen that Pikachu, the voice of Pikachu, the voice of Pikachu is just Pika. Pikachu. But
I can see that definitely.
Yeah, Konohamaru and Chopper, they're all the same. And they all kind of have like the same type of character, like the cute, cuddly character vibe to them. So I seen that. I just thought that was interesting. Wanted to throw that in there for a fun fact.
For sure. If you guys have made it this far, thank you. Leave us a rating on the podcast apps, Apple, Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you making it this far. This is big for me. I had to share this with y'all. As of August, One Piece have come out with Legos. They got a couple sets. I just want to go through a couple sets real quick. Price and what's included.
Okay.
So
Legos. Okay.
We got the Windmill Village hut, Fuchsia Village. We got 299 pieces for $29. It includes Luffy in his younger age, Shanks in a Machina. You know, that's pretty heat. I can't lie, for $30.
Yeah,
$30. I might have to cop. I don't know.
That's not bad.
The second one we got is Buggy the Clown Circus Tent. 573 pieces. $54.99, includes Zoro, Luffy, Nami, and Buggy.
That's an interesting group to throw with Buggies.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna include like
Mihawk, Crocodile.
Yeah. For the third one, we got a battle at Arlong. This is a pretty hefty set. 926 pieces for $80. Includes Luffy with stretchy arms.
Stretchy
Nami.
Lego.
Yeah, I wonder how that looks. Nami, Usopp, Arlong, and Chew. I don't remember who Chew is, but is that the octopus guy? No.
I don't remember who Chew is.
Gotta go back.
Chew like CHEW?
U. Who is this? Okay, Chew is just the fishman with the big lips on Arlong's crew, it seems like.
Okay. That's a random character to throw in there, but we'll
take
it. Okay, what's up? What else we got?
The Going Merry pirate ship, 1,376 pieces for $140. We got USD. By the way, all this is USD, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry for your. Hey, we've had some people tap in from other countries.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to y'all. Indonesia, Germany. Hey, shout out to y'all. But yeah, USD. This all USD.
Straw Hat Crew, Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji. And it has a nice printed Jolly Roger to come with it. For the final set, we got the Bariate. Yeah. Sanji's restaurant, Barate, floating restaurant, 3,400 pieces for $330.
Mm.
The largest and most intricate set includes 10 minifigs, Straw Hats, Zeph, Garp, Helmeppo, Colby, Mihawk,
They just told
multiple
random
room,
characters.
a pier, Going Merry, and a lot of like little Easter eggs to go with it.
Oh, that's
But
pretty
that's
cool.
Yeah, just want to throw that out. I've seen that they just came out with it in August, so I'm kind of interested. I might cop a set. That might be some nice.
Hey, for those of y'all listening, if y'all cop a Lego One Piece set and y'all build it, email us pictures. I'll leave our email in the description. Email us pictures. We'll definitely show them off and show those. We'll probably do something like that in a segment at the end of each episode. If y'all got any One Piece cosplays, Lego sets, merch, gear, anime related, One Piece heavily related, if y'all got stuff that y'all want to show off, show us and we'll have a segment for that, to where we can shout out y'all and show y'all work, show what y'all got, what y'all love to keep One Piece related. But that's cool. One Piece Lego sets. I have a few Star Wars Lego sets, so I might have to get some One Piece ones. I was expecting a Sunny set, but they got it going merry. I guess they'll probably do another release soon. I'm sure if these sell well,
Sure.
They'll continue to release more. But that's interesting. That's cool.
I haven't been to like a store in so long.
Shoot, it's been years for me too. I think it's funny that each set has just random ass characters thrown in there.
Yeah.
Like at Sanji's thing, why is Garp there? Why is Garp in that one? And Mihawk's in that one or something, I think.
Yeah, Mihawk's there too.
He's not at Buggy's tent. But all right, let's go into our final segment. We got about 15 minutes. Let's talk about manga world. Any points in the manga, current manga? We're in a break week. I do want to say to all the anime only people out there, all the people who've been rocking with us in the podcast who do not want to get spoiled for the manga part, or you're not really trying to stay for that part, that's cool. This is the last few minutes of the podcast where we just talk about current manga stuff. We try to keep all the spoilers and stuff for the end. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all like the video if y'all watching on YouTube. And download on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure y'all give us a good review. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. And for the manga readers, let's get into the nitty gritty.
To start,
so
we see. Do you want to go?
Go ahead. I was gonna give a recap from.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a recap, and then I'll tap in.
Yeah. So I'm just going off a memory of last week of the manga chapter. So we get a little bit of they veer away from the core of the backstory in the last chapter, and they give us a little bit of insight on Roger, the Kuma pirates, Kuma, which one was it? Kuja. Kuja pirates, the pirates of Amazon Lily. we get to see the 3 empresses, all before Boa Hancock, Glorioso, Tritoma, and Shakuyaku. I'm getting better with the names. See, this is all off the top. Hey, it's hard for me to remember some of these names, but yeah. So we remember we meet all of them, which we met Shaki and Gloriosa before in their current day. But we see them back then. We see how the Roger pirates are all just so infatuated by the Kuja pirates and more specifically Shakuyaku. We see Garp pull up and clash with Roger. We get into what's up? Okay, a little bit longer. We're almost done. And we see Garp and Roger clash, and obviously I do want to talk about that. And how does it end? We what's after the clash?
Rocks Pirates.
Oh yeah, they start talking about because then we see him talking with the crew on Pirate Island.
Yep. His plan.
About his plans, and he's pretty much like, if y'all not rocking with me, y'all can leave now. If not, I will show y'all. I will show y'all pretty much the peak of the world. And he's pretty much. We see young Kuma, young Big Mom. We see we get a good idea of who's actually in his crew up until this point.
Young Kaido.
Young Kaido. I think that was real cool, and we're gonna get into it. But yeah, and then we pretty much wrap it up. The chapter ended with them saying, "All right, let's I'm gonna show you all the peak of the world," pretty much, right? With rocks, and then had that clean ass dual page panel with the full crew lineup. I love when they do that. I love when they just boom. Like even in the anime where they just pan and it's the crew standing there all in their different poses, looking in different directions, aura just flowing off the crew. Man, I love that. So I'm excited to see that animated because the Rocks Pirates, they have some dogs. But yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of last week. Any specifics you want to talk about?
Just a question. Like, you think Shakiyaku's a conqueror?
I want to say yes. I really want to say yes because man, you got the king of the pirates. Like on your top about like we from what we know, we got Roger as the top guy of the old pirates. We got him falling over head over heels over her. She just gives off conqueror's like vibe. I feel like the aura. She's attracting like the strongest of the strongest. Who you would think everybody moves like how Zoro moves in terms of like all the top guys. They move how Zoro, Luffy Luffy don't care about no Boa Hancock. Everybody's falling over Boa. Luffy can look Boa straight in the face and not like
falter.
Yeah. And so it's funny because you kind of think you expect that from Roger too, and Roger's just like googly eyes, like, oh my God, Shakiyaku, please, Shaki, come with me. I'm done. You're coming with me. And so I don't know. She kind of gives off the vibes of a conqueror. I feel like. I mean, hey, you attracting top dogs like that.
Yeah. I want to throw in there like damn. Where was I going with that? Oh, a parallel to the second, the first mate of the Straw Hats and the first mate of the Roger Pirates.
Like how they're both like
just strong-willed. They don't falter to women.
My crew's a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, like Rayleigh's so cool because he didn't melt for Shaki.
Yeah.
Just some like Zoro parallels.
He got a little shiver though when she winked. He did. But yeah, I do like that. I do like that both of them kind of stone cold. Not like you said, not gonna falter, not distracted. They laser focused, only care about the mission. So yeah, I definitely like that parallel.
So that Rocks put up on the Kuja Pirates in like a demanding kind of rough way. I feel like it goes to show like how the era used to be a little bit more harsh back then.
Roger, right?
Like
Roger.
Yeah, Roger pulling up to the Kujas.
Yeah.
Demanding Shaki over like he's gonna just kidnap straight up.
All right, time's up. I'm you're coming with me. Yeah. And even with the Marines, it's just like when they pulled up, it's not really like, it's just a on site type of thing. Same with them following the Kuja Pirates. It seems like it's a I'm a take type of thing.
Yeah. We get to see somewhat, the community might agree with me. Well, I think mostly they do agree with me. This is the best candidate to be Luffy's mom, Tritoma.
We talked about it a little bit last episode.
Yeah, time-wise it fits. The timeline perfect. And maybe it could be a possible reason why Luffy was sent there.
Yeah. To
the land of the Amazonian woman.
Right. Because it makes you think like that's where he went to go get trained and level up in his hockey, and could potentially have been the home of his mom, and that I feel like that's a good Oda's good with that, like giving us the subliminal kind of parallels on stuff like that. If this is true, it's nothing's confirmed that that's his mom, but it adds up. I seen something the other day that said Oda don't like when people are able to guess and put stuff together that he didn't reveal yet. He wants stuff to be a mystery. He's admitted to even changing some of the story because people have guessed stuff correctly, and I think that's interesting. So, community, if y'all listening, let's not drag it too far, because I like the idea that this could potentially, I really like the idea that this could potentially be Luffy's mom. So let's not overdo it to where we make Oda think that he got to change it or anything, and he got to create a mom out the blue, and just so I think my bad, but I think that's a good point, because I also seen with the community too, just more to add on, they were saying that it adds up timeline wise, and it makes a little bit of sense because Kuma, I think you might have said a little bit of this last episode too. Go tap in the last episode if y'all didn't. But Kuma can only send people where he's been. Why was he at Amazon Lily? No dudes are allowed there. It would make sense. He was a part of the Revolutionary Army, that at some point he may have went there. At some point he may know that Dragon potentially has a connection out there or something, which could also lead to the point of that being another reason on why he sent him. That was the specific place he chose to send Luffy. He sent, and you think about it, he sent everybody to almost a perfect, not almost, everybody went to the perfect place for them to improve. Chopper is learning about different medicines. Usopp learns how to be a little bit braver and get a little bit stronger. Zoro happens to land on Mihawk's home. Sanji's at a place where he's forced to run and strengthen his legs. Nami's at a place where there's like full weather people, that the home of the people who control elements and stuff. Like, everyone went to a perfect place. And Rayleigh was there. Kuma might have known Rayleigh was there. Rayleigh's a perfect person to train him, something like that. He sent him there for a reason, and I like to think that it could potentially be, come together and tie together and be a reveal of Luffy's potential mom. That would be cool. How do you feel about his mom potentially being an empress? Like, it makes sense.
I would. There. So we're still in black and white on the manga, but it kind of matches up. You know, hair color matches up. If his mom were an empress, we kind of learned about, like, I believe our first hockey feats was when we got to Amazon Lily and he fought Boa and everything, and they were, you know, using that against him. They could really put a beating on him.
Mm-hmm.
So
despite him even being like physically stronger or whatever, you know, they really showed us the importance of hockey over there. And shoot, I mean, Kaido told us hockey overcomes all. So for Luffy to be learning pretty much the most important skill in the whole world of One Piece, I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea. Yeah. Most definitely. As a whole, we're gonna wrap it up soon, but as a whole in the manga, how do you feel about where things are going, you know, currently? You know, we're in a break week. We're probably gonna get back to Harold's backstory and stuff next week. What are you looking forward to? What are your thoughts on where we're at?
I'd find it neat if the Kuja Pirates made an appearance on Elbath potentially.
Mm-hmm.
They tie in somehow.
Because why would it be brought up?
Yeah, you know? Mm-hmm. And to think about this, like, the flashback started with Loki given 3 minutes to discuss, like, what really happened on that awful day.
Yeah. And we've gotten into...
we've gotten so far into... We jumped into Harold, and we talked about rocks.
Yeah.
Found out, like, 2 episodes about his crew.
Yeah. Harold's been all over the place. Harold and Malaysia. Yeah.
In 3 minutes. All this happened in 3 minutes.
That's funny. And it's going to take, like, 3 episodes of just longer than that. So that 3 minutes is going to span into, like, 2 months in our time.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah,
I find it real neat if Oda tied it all in to having to do something. With
one thing I wanna say, I don't think I really got into it when you brought it up to me. We were talking on the phone this week. But we see in these past couple chapters, Loki was profusely begging to be a part of Rock's crew. He wanted to be a pirate. He liked the idea that Rox did what he wanted and didn't take nothing from nobody. And especially Loki, us learning about Loki's backstory and, you know, how he was treated by his mother and by pretty much the general society as a whole, you know, it makes sense on why he looks up to someone who don't take nothing from nobody, just really, what's the right word, just emits power and shows his power. And that's definitely, I understand that's why Loki's attracted to it. What makes you think he's so quick to deny Luffy? I mean, Luffy's do you think it's like because of his different approach than Rox? You know, Rox is coming and Rox is like, I need you, talking to Harold and stuff, I need you on my crew, yada yada. And Harold's like, no, and Loki's like, I wanna be on the crew, I'll be on the crew. And now Luffy approaches him and Luffy's like, Luffy don't even need to hear much. He's like, well, want to join my crew? And he's like, no, I would never do that. Why? What do you think the switch is? Why do you think he's so adamant on not rocking with Luffy, or not, you know, going to join a crew? Do you think it's specifically because of Rox, or what's your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think it's so crazy that Loki even knows Rox. He was a kid, but
yeah.
I don't think he respects him quite yet until maybe the battle breaks out and he sees what Luffy's capable of, or what his figure, when he actually sees him, in his maybe Gear 5 form, what that means to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
the mural and just who the Elbaf worship and everything,
Right.
the sun god and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just off of like he thinks he's just a peasant to him.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. I didn't even think about it like that. He, Rock's kind of demanded respect, whereas Luffy, he doesn't have that demeanor about him.
Yeah.
The people who respect Luffy's just kind of been himself, and they've grown to respect him, which I feel like Loki is going to do. But yeah, I mean, that does kind of seem to be the case for even throughout the story. For the most part, people don't really have much respect for Luffy. They even look at him kind of, I feel like, they've always looked at him as a joke. Like, even if they feel like they can beat him, and he's earned his respect, like, throughout every arc and whatnot.
Through his action and everything.
Yeah. Last and final point, because we do have to wrap things up soon. The devil fruits that Rox was talking about, there's 2, and he said that he wants and he needs for his plan. One's on Elbaf. Thoughts.
So this is like a kind of sidebar, but it goes to it. In the chapter, we saw Loki capsize a boat and was in the water, and he was drowning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming possibly to believe that Loki has a devil fruit, and I want to believe it's the one that was on Elbaf.
I mean,
but I'm not sure.
Is it not confirmed that he has a devil fruit? Because why would they not have him in Sea Prism Stone? Why would they have him in Sea Prism Stone?
Just like,
and if he was really that strong without a devil fruit, I feel like that Sea Prism Stone shouldn't really. Like, I don't see Sea Prism Stone like doing anything to Shanks.
Nah, yeah, I don't.
So that's my only thing on that. I feel like he has to have one. Like, it's just a matter of what I think.
So the 2 devil fruits, I believe one of them is the Yami Yami darkness fruit.
Okay.
But the one on Elbaf, I believe it's Luffy's fruit. Jeez, I'm losing.
No.
What is it called? It's not. No, it's not Gomu.
No, what's it called?
It's that was the old name for it.
Nomu. I forgot. What's the part?
Gomu no Mi.
I thought it was Gomu.
That might be the
Luffy fruit.
The Hito, I mean, yeah.
Hito.
Just based off.
That. What the fuck? Why did I not
the
remember
Gomu,
that shit?
That
was before. That was before they. That was what they originally thought it was before they realized it was a mythical zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to believe that the fruit on Elbaf was the Gomu no Mi, or the Hito no Mi, Model Nika. And I believe he wanted Harold to eat it just based off what we've seen in Marijois, that giant straw hat.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it ties into maybe Joy Boy or the past Nika might have been a giant of ancient blood. And I believe a Blackbeard's on the Trail of Rocks, where the second fruit that he wanted, that's not on Elbaf, but he needed for his plan, might be the darkness fruit that Blackbeard now has.
Right.
I've seen a lot of speculation about Law's fruit being in the mix as well. That I would kind of mess with that.
I seen theories, and we're not gonna get too deep into all the thoughts on what it could be because I've seen a lot of stuff. I seen a theory where people think Luffy's fruit was only a portion of the Hito, and they think Loki has the other part of it. Because obviously we've seen Elbaf, they talk about they have a sun god and whatnot. I've seen that people also talk about the darkness fruit. I think it would be very crazy because a lot of people are speculating that the darkness fruit is the opposite of the sun god, the Nika fruit. And it would be very interesting if those were the two fruits that Elbaf that was circulating around Elbaf, or that Rocks wanted and stuff, because it's like we've seen the lengths of power that, like, these are clearly two of the strongest fruits in the story. The fact that there could have potentially been a point in time where nobody had either of them and they were just being held as a possession is kind of crazy. You would think that if people knew what the fruit was, that there would be a lot of people, which there were a lot of people that were trying to obtain these fruits. Clearly Rocks was, other people who knew about them wanted them, but it's just interesting to think about. But yeah, I think if we got any more, I'm excited to see what we get into more. I think it's gonna, the way they ended this last chapter, they ended it with Rocks, going into his plan and stuff. So I think we're gonna see a little bit more of that, see a little bit more of Harold and everything, and how everything's tying together. I'm excited. Next few weeks of manga, next few weeks of anime, it's all gonna be pretty good. Any final thoughts on the episode?
No, I think we covered a fair bit.
Yeah, I think it was a good episode. Good episode.
No, definitely.
For sure. I
can't wait for the next one, honestly.
Yep. Well, appreciate y'all for tapping in, watching, listening, wherever y'all are consuming this at, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Spotify, whether it's YouTube. If you want to get the full version where you see everything that we react to, get to see our reactions, make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube, Poneglyph Podcast, and go check us out on your podcast platforms as well. Leave us 5-star rating, good reviews, plenty of likes, plenty of loves. Go check us out on.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate all the love. That first week was crazy. I didn't know what to expect, but y'all showed that. I think I was shown that if we keep rocking this out and doing this the right way, that y'all gonna rock with us, and that makes me happy. I appreciate y'all heavily. Spread a lot of love out there. Consume a lot of One Piece. Put a lot of people on the podcast as well. Poneglyph Podcast, PNG Podcast with the PNG boys. We also are all on all platforms too: TikTok, Instagram, Poneglyph Pod, PNG Pod. Go look us up. It'll be somewhere. I'll make sure to put it in the description, all that. But until next week, we got episode 1140 review, and we got another chapter next week. So we're gonna have some stuff to talk about, and I'm excited. And we might have a guest on next week's episode. Introduce y'all to a new segment, maybe. Well,
sure.
Excited about all that, but shout out to y'all. Poneglyph Podcast. It's your boy Milky Way J, aka Jay. I'm here with my co-host, my brother Ja, and we are the PNG boys. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be safe, and we'll catch y'all next week. We out.
Take it easy.